Danny Flexent here for Seconds Out with Ben Whittaker, light heavyweight GB boxing rep and self-professed pretty boy of the team, I seem to remember you saying last time we spoke to you. You obviously had a really good 2019, you medalled at both the European Games and the World Championships. Worlds were more recent. Just tell us a bit about your experience there and picking up that bronze.
Oh, before I start, I gotta say, you shouldn't have put that in. I got in trouble with that with a lot of girls, and I'm only joking.
Bet you did.
So yeah,
and got a lot of new followers and all that.
Yeah, I loved it, to be honest. But back to the boxing. Yeah, it's been a busy year. I remember we spoke just before we went to the Worlds, and I was hoping to do pretty well at the Worlds, and I got a bronze there. Obviously, it's a great achievement, but I was a bit disappointed. But it's good to be like that. Hopefully, I can go a few better in the Olympics now.
You fell to the Azeri at the European Games and then the Uzbek at the Worlds. What's kind of needed from your side and in camp to bridge the gap between you and the Eastern European guys?
Back in camp, between me and the coaches and the physios, there was a few injuries there and things like that, but it's the best time to have them, I think, because it's not such a serious year. I want to correct my rights and wrongs for the Olympics, so I think where I went wrong. The best thing is I'm quite new at the weight, so it was a great opportunity to look at different athletes and competitors at the weight. I've kind of seen everybody now, and I've showed that I'm one of the best ones out there now. Go back to the drawing board, watch them, pick up on their faults, and hopefully I can make it right when it comes to Tokyo.
I mean, it's the flip side of that as well, that you've got a lot of momentum going into an Olympic year. You've medalled at 2 major tournaments, and now it's, you know, European qualifiers upon us in March and in London.
Yeah, definitely. What a position to be in. I remember when I first got on the squad, my dad said, come to the Olympics, you need to be rubber stamping your name as one of the best boxers out there. And that's what you want to start doing, not only for myself, for the judges and the boxers. When they draw you, you want them to be a bit like, oh, I've got Whittaker. And that's what it's starting to become like. Did well in the Europeans, did well in the Worlds, and I'm kind of a known boxer now, which is good. Going into the Olympics, you got that momentum. You got that winning feeling and the confidence, so it's looking quite well. I just want to keep that going now. I don't want to let it dip.
And after the European Games, obviously you're very close with your dad. He's a big part of your career, and he was saying to you that you maybe could have done more to cement your fight in the final where you came short, got the silver medal, of course. What was his reflection on your performance at the Worlds?
I give them a message, and I didn't get a message back for about 2 days. It was one of those ones it was mine to win, to be honest, and I can't lie. I had a little injury. I kind of thought, I've got a bronze, you know. It's not a serious. It is a serious tournament. I thought, you know what, I'm here now. So I kind of just went through the motions. It was silly of me, really, because I could have had a great opportunity to go on and win the thing. So it was a bit down to myself, really, a bit of complacency and things like that. My dad knows I could have won the fight, so we've sat down after, watched the fight. Picking. Nothing was good. It was all, should have counted him there, should have hit him there, but that's what I want. I don't want no one to sugarcoat things. It's a busy year and serious year this year, so just be straight up about it.
Obviously, you've got all the top coaches at the GB setup, including Rob McCracken, but is your dad always going to be that person that you listen to a bit more because he's been with you your whole life, he's been watching you, and he probably knows you and your individual style better than anyone?
Yeah, like you said, Great Britain have great coaches, a lot of experience, but my dad's the one who started me off in the sport. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have started. So he's got a lot of input. Not only that, I've got a great coach and a coach called Farus. He used to do the Armenian national team, so he's brutal. And not only him, I have a coach called Joby Clayton who recently went away with Anthony Joshua and was in the corner there. So I've got a great team, really. They've all got kind of different styles and different inputs, and I try and take as much as I can in.
Now, you brought up Anthony Joshua, and I wanted to ask you, because we talked about this last time, and he was known, he'd admitted in the past that he'd asked you for tips at the GB squad, you'd formed a relationship. And I said to you then, did he not ask you for tips before the first fight of Andy Ruiz? Because you're obviously a bit of a mover and a counter-puncher. And you said, hopefully, he asked me for some more tips before the rematch. So, seeing as how he boxed in that rematch, were you involved? Can you take some credit?
He went one better and brought in my coach. So he went one better and brought in my godfather and my coach. And taking nothing from the Robs and people like that. They all work well. But yeah, I think my coach had a great input because you've seen the way Joshua boxed. It was a completely different style to his shoulder. He boxed and moved, stayed disciplined behind the jab, and it was great to see. Fair play to him to take that opportunity to bring other people in. At that position, it must be hard. And a lot of media on him. It's quite hard, but he took the gamble, brought a few new people in, and it works for him, so fair play.
And who is your godfather?
Joby Clayton. He trains at a Firewalker ABC, so he's been with me and my dad since a kid. So.
And how did it come about that he joined the Joshua team? Were you instrumental in that?
Yeah, well, my coach, me and my coach, we put a lot of videos of our pads and training and so on Instagram. I remember the first time I got on the squad, Joshua was like, "I like you, coach. He does some odd training." I said, "Yeah, well," he's had a lot of input, and then we just talk, have a little laugh about it. He goes, "Oh, show me the Joby jab and stuff like that." The next thing you know, something behind the scenes happened. The message need to have had the spoke, met up for a session, they liked it, and they took it from there. Then next thing you know, they're fighting for the heavyweight title together, so it worked well.
Tell us two things. First, what is the Joby jab, and did you see any evidence of it in Joshua Ruiz too?
There's so many different Joby jabs. It's loose and heavy, and if you watch his fight, he was going to the chest and the body. That's what Joby does. He doesn't headhunt. He hits his target. But I don't want to give too much away because I'll be doing that in Tokyo.
And just before we let you go, we asked you this last time, but there'll be even more people out there now who want to follow you and your journey a bit more closely. How can they find you on the relative social media platforms?
Instagram is Ben Whittaker. I finally got that tick now, so yeah, now I'm out there.
It's all about the tick.
Exactly. Twitter, Ben G Whittaker, and my Facebook is Ben Whittaker.
Brilliant. Well, we wish you the very best of luck at the qualifier, and we look forward to watching you in action.